The technology is so much better that even if you don't hang off, your telephone on Shabbat, that it gets disconnected anyway, so it's not a problem. We don't have this problem today. Now, you're allowed to go to a doctor for a choleh שיש בו sakana, even though the doctor is far away. And there's doctors that are closer to him, but the other one is more expert. And so you're allowed to go, even you're going to drive extra miles, you're allowed to go there because he is more expert, or the patient feels more comfortable with him. Especially, when a woman goes goes for labor, so she has a specific doctor that she wants to go to, and he's another 10 miles of driving, but she feels more comfortable with him. She can go all the way over there because she feels comfortable with him.
Who's allowed to go with her? Who's allowed?
So now, I'll talk about this in a second because I have a whole section of women that needs to go and give birth. Now, if you have to go and to a doctor, okay, you can take the doctor, this choleh שיש בו sakana, to the doctor. You can even drive him, they say. And many times you can, let's say, send the doctor with the patient to the hospital. But they say if it's this kind of a doctor, that whenever patients come to him, they find him on the way, on the road, phone call, and he gets busy with this person, and if he forgets, he doesn't pay attention that he has to hurry with the first one. It's allowed to go with this doctor, with the patient to the hospital to make sure that the doctor, is diligent, that he's taking care of this patient. They say it's fine. You can accompany a sick person. Okay, Ilana asked me who is allowed to go with a pregnant woman. You're allowed to accompany a sick person or a pregnant woman to the hospital. If she needs her husband, okay, her husband can go with her. If she needs her mother can go with her. If she needs her doctor, okay, whatever. So if she feels comfortable with these people, and because in time of labor, or sometimes when the patient is alone in the hospital, he can get into an anxiety because he's scared, he's afraid, doesn't know what happens, and sometimes because of these scary situations, his mental situation can get worse, or we don't want this to affect his mental status, so it's allowed to accompany this person.
Let's say you find out that your daughter is in the hospital, already delivering.
Okay, so she doesn't need you. She's already delivering.
No. She just started.
We come after Shabbat.
She just started to deliver. You don't know how long it's gonna be.
Okay.
How do I come to her? It's in Monga. It's like far away.
Okay, so situations like that, I want to speak about this later, but you already started asking me about this. If a woman needs to go to a delivery, so already when she gets into the 9 months, she needs to prepare herself. Every Shabbat during the 9 months, you'll prepare certain things. You're going to prepare your bag so that you don't have to start looking. Okay, that's practical for every day, not only on Shabbat. You can prepare a note with your details and everything, so you don't have to. But today, over here in America, the whoever accepts you in the hospital, they're not necessarily Jewish. So even if they write and they sign you in, it's not a problem. In Israel, they give these restrictions. You write down your details and everything. If you have to drive to the hospital, better to call Hatzala. I have your Hatzala numbers if you want. I'll give it to you.
You're not the sick one. You're not the sick
one. Wait.
I'm
talking now about a woman that needs to deliver her baby. She's in her 9 months. You prepare yourself before Shabbat. You don't know which Shabbat you're going to give birth, if you're going to give birth on Shabbat, just in case you're going to prepare yourself. So you're going to dial the Hatzala number. Okay, it's better that they take you to the hospital because they're allowed to go and they're allowed to come back. If your husband goes with a car, you can go there, but you cannot turn off the car or the lights or this or that. It could be a problem.
And
Sometimes the
Hatzalah is
doctors
okay.
don't allow, and you'll have to move it further to the parking or whatever. It's so much better when Hatzalah takes you, or just a cab. You're going to arrange with him, talk to him, tell them in advance, call the taxi company, tell them that if such a thing happens this Shabbat, you're going to pay them after Shabbat if possible. Okay, if you arrange it, they understand it. If they insist to take the money, so you write a check or something. You cannot ask for change, even if you don't have the amount of cash. Okay, but so therefore it's better to call Hatzalah. Okay, now so dial this number and hang up. On Shabbat, if you have to call them, you just press the redial. You don't have to dial all the numbers. So less violating Shabbat, the better it is. Okay.
Just call a boy.
Call a goy. Goy can take you also. But again, if it's somebody that he knows you, so he knows that you're going to pay him after Shabbat. So okay, it's fine also, no problem. When she feels, as I said, she can go to a further hospital if she feels comfortable over there. Now, if she didn't start labor yet, but they're preparing, so you cannot, because of that situation, to start turn light for her or put water for her, in the electric, just because you want to get ready, because she's not ready yet. Unless it's water broke already, unless she's already in labor, this is something else. This is when you can start doing stuff. If a woman got to the hospital and realized that it's not the time yet, and they send her home, so she cannot really go back home. This is not life-threatening to go back home. But if she doesn't have a place to stay, and they they want to kick her out from there, let's say, or whatever, so she can ask a goy to take her back home, and again, they will deal with the arrangement, the financial arrangements later. All the first, if we were talking already about this, all the first 3 days after she gave birth, she is considered like a choleh sheyesh bo sakana, and if she needs anything, we're allowed to do things for her. Okay, let's say she wants to take
again after 3 days.
3 days after she gives birth, whatever needed for her. Let's say some women won't ask to take a shower on Shabbat, but if she insists that she wants to take hot shower, so if she wants, we're allowed to. Years ago we had to prepare hot water. She can do it today herself. It's not a big deal. But if she really feels that she has to, it says it's okay. From 3 to 7 days after labor, they say that if she doesn't ask for, so we don't do anything for her on Shabbat. We don't violate the Shabbat for her. And afterwards, if she says, I need something, we don't violate the Shabbat for her, because she already got healthy, she already feels better, no problem. If there's any complication, God forbid, okay, after labor, even 7 days after labor, so we deal with her like choleh sheyesh bo sakana, whatever needed for her, okay, we take care of this. All these laws concerning also a woman that lo alenu gave birth, and let's say her child died, God forbid. So she's also called still a woman that choleh sheyesh bo sakana, or yoledet, she just gave birth, and if she's within 3 days or whatever, we do whatever she asks for, because she's still a yoledet. Okay, so let's go back. Where was I?
Let's say she was in the hospital. And I find out that she's in the hospital. Then I want to go to the hospital to help her. We're from different houses. How can I get to the hospital?
If she asks for you, you're allowed to go.
Oh shoot! How?
Huh?
How?
How? You take
Can
a,
drive
huh? You take it and
You
yeah,
prepare
if she
cash
asks
ahead.
for you, she may ask a nurse from the hospital to call you and ask you, I need you to come.
But how do I pick up the phone if I don't know who's calling?
So there's a message, there's a machine, or you have to arrange with her before Shabbat. If you're going to call me and leave a message, or you're going to call me 3 times in a row, or I don't know, whatever agreement you do with her, so you understand that she needs you. And
that person's allowed to come, whoever she wants.
if she wants you, yeah, you're allowed to go.
Okay.
But if she's after labor,
No.
she doesn't really need you anymore. You
Yeah.
can wait a few hours until after Shabbat and then you go. Okay. If a person needs to get operated in the hospital and he needs to be signed in, any treatment that he does, he needs to sign. So they say it's allowed for them to sign. Try to sign only the initials or something. As less as you can do. Without writing Shabbat, the better it is with this. Or with the shinui, with a change, you sign with your left hand or something. Again, if the doctor wants payment also on Shabbat, it's better to postpone him till after Shabbat. If he doesn't care and he wants his money, so if you have the cash, you can ask him to take from your pocketbook on his own is better, or you have to write a check, so you're going to write a check. But you're not going to look for exact cash and change and this, you cannot do. Okay. After you've taken a sick person to the hospital, you cannot come back home. And doctor is allowed. Therefore, if you're taking Hatzala, they're allowed to put you in the hospital, and then they continue to the other calls. So it's not nice. It's so much easier with Hatzala. A sick person that lays down in a hospital and asks for a relative, specific relative, to come to visit him, and there's a need. Yeah, he's a need. So you can go. But if this patient is laying down in hospital unconscious, he's not aware of what's happening or not, and so you don't go, because the sick person doesn't really enjoy from this. Okay, so you cannot really go. You cannot violate Shabbat by asking a rabbi, traveling or calling a rabbi to ask him to pray for him. Okay, so this we cannot do on Shabbat. Okay. Now some definitions of choleh mesukan, of dangerous people, life dangerous situations. If he has a very, very high temperature with a bad feeling and no really specific reason, they didn't find out what's the reason yet. Very high temperature with very bad feeling. Temperature not so high, but it comes because of a sickness that he had before, okay, or in his internal bodies. So this is also something that developed afterwards, and we could people needs to treat it, to take care of this. Here it describes all kind of injuries, all kind of fractures and problems that people may have. Okay, if a bee stung a person or a wasp, and this person is very allergic to it, so if a dog bites somebody, whatever, you need to take care, or poison or something, or lost conscious, all these people, or got into shock, drink something bad, all these people have to go and be treated, no problem. So this I said before. A woman that breastfeeds, that nurses, she has, I mentioned it last time, she has too much milk, and the baby is not sucking it from her from some reason and she suffers, she can just waste it. She can pump it manually, but for waste, not to use it, because we cannot.
Oh,
but
even for Shabbat you're not allowed to use manually?
manually
And give it to the baby?
waste it,
Why?
waste it now. Because this is the laws of Melechet. We spoke about Melechet Dash. I won't come back to it. A woman that let's say the baby is in an incubator, cannot drink on his own. So I mentioned it also the previous time. So if we do it in a shinui, take out, pump the milk from the woman in a shinui, it's allowed. Shinui means in a different way. Sometimes, let's say the woman herself and her mother helping to pump the.
Can we use electric pump?
I said manual.
Manual.
The manual one. So in this way, when two people are doing it, it's easier.
I didn't know that. I was
Children, little
I
kids.
bought the regular manual pump, just
Yeah, come on.
but for Shabbat, but I was feeding her.
Ah,
But I felt bad to throw it.
huh?
I mean, I thought manually is fine.
Can, but if you suffer from it and you need to take it out, okay? So you have to waste it.
No, I wasn't suffering. Just she wasn't taking birth, so I was pumping.
So this again, many times if you, let's say you suffer, and I mentioned it, you add some soap into that bottle, because otherwise you have to throw it into the sink. But if you put some soap into the bottle and pump it into the bottle, and the baby won't drink soapy milk, right? You're going to throw it anyway. This is the way to do. Don't worry, the more you pump, the more milk you're going to have.
I know. But I'm just saying
So-
that if a baby doesn't take the
but
breast and just through pump, so
So
we're
that
gonna
is
throw it?
בימי חול, regular days.
Oh, you need to save it.
Little kids are like choleh שאין בו סכנה. Okay? And so if we have to do certain things for them, okay? It's okay. Depends, of course. What's the situation? You're going to call the rabbi and ask a question. What's allowed? What's not allowed? Basically, if a baby has problems in his digesting system, if he has diarrhea, if he has blood from his belly button that comes out, how are you going to stop it? What are you going to do? If he has so babies, children, you're allowed to give them any types of medicine, any types of drops, whatever. It's fine, no problem. I mentioned that before. Okay, let's say a little boy was locked in a room, all alone. The door is stuck, it's jammed, we cannot open, we cannot go, and he's stuck there. They say he could get so terrified, so afraid, and so for him you're allowed to break the door and do whatever needs to be done quickly as quickly as possible, because or call the police or whatever, because if he is getting scared, okay, it's not a good thing. It's allowed to tell a goy. It depends on the situation. If a child is sensitive to certain foods and there's nothing for him to eat, to do certain, warm certain food or do certain thing for the baby, it's allowed to call him to turn on the light for little child if he needs he has some kind of a problem. If there's a big need, it's allowed to weigh him and to measure exactly how much he ate, because usually on Shabbat we don't measure exactly how much. You cannot really measure. We make formula. You can't really measure, but these situations it's okay. Last time Bella was here, Bracha was here, and I said something and she tricked me. I said that we were allowed to smash banana or avocado for kids. And she asked me also if for salad for adults, I understood, and it's not allowed for adults, just for little kids, it's fine.
You mean with the fork?
with a fork. What did I say?
No, no, no.
Yeah.
Just I wanted to clarify for
Yeah,
myself.
yeah.
That's how my kids use it.
Okay. Whenever there's a need to wash the baby with hot water on Shabbat, okay, so you have to be careful with squeezing. So you put a towel underneath him, a clean towel underneath him, because if you take some kind of a cloth and you put water, it was dirty, you put water, it looks like you're melaben, like you're cleaning, you're doing laundry on Shabbat. It's not allowed. It's better even not to prevent squeezing that towel, to put a nylon on this so that you won't squeeze it. Of course, wiping him also with a towel very slowly so you won't squeeze it, whatever. This is basically the thing. Questions?
So oil for dry skin on the face, can we do it? Not to remove makeup. Like let's say my daughter, she uses some medication before Shabbat for pimples, and then her skin feels dry the next day in the morning.
So I read that because people may put this oil, healthy people use that too, not only sick people, let's say, or people who have a problem. So it looks like it may be okay.
It should be
Yeah,
okay.
but with your hand only.
With the-
Mhm.
Splinter.
Splinter to remove.
Yeah, let's say it's all the way inside. Splinter.
Uh-huh.
Shabbat just started. I mean, it's Shabbat. You have another day. You can.
A thorn that
But you
that
have to, in
came
order
in.
to take it out, you have to break the skin. Maybe blood will leak, and you have to pull it out.
Right. Okay, I saw
Because
it.
I had this.
Huh? Okay, I'll answer you in a second. Another question?
How do you break open the skin? Then the the blood has to be out.
Okay, give me a second. Okay. Okay, so